Hello critters, and welcome back to Crafts and Critters with your host Christine. I have started making a wreath, a Valentine's Day wreath, and there's going to be 4 colors in the wreath. I did the first color already. I'm going to show you how I've been doing this. Starting with the second color, and for this here, this took 3 rows of 6-inch deco mesh. This is the 6-inch 5 yards from the Dollar Tree, and so this is the white and red. And the next color that we're doing, and the form is from the Dollar Tree, and the forms have the four rings. We're using all 4 rings, so this is going to be a very, very full wreath, and each ring is going to have a different color. So this is the entire center ring done, and that's in the white with red deco mesh. And the next one we're doing is pink with the red, and then I have a hot pink with gold, and we're going to finish it out with a red and gold. So I have 3 rolls of each color, and I've already pre-cut most of, oops, I'm throwing my rolls around. Alright, so I've already pre-cut most of my rolls, and I'm going to show you how I've been doing that. So I took all 3 rolls of the same color together, and I just kind of lined them up. And I've been cutting them at about 7 inches. So here we go. So I've just been going along like this, cutting them into 7 inches. So then I get little 3 pieces. And then I've been taking 2. If this, the wreath were a little less full, then I would go with using all 3 together in one bundle. But we're actually going to make a bundle. And I've been doing rolling 1, 2, and securing it with a, this is just 1/4 of a long piece of pipe cleaner, and I've been twisting it, and then I have a whole bunch of them made right here. And from there, we're going to go onto the wreath form, and we're going to start with the second row here. Oops. So second row here, and I'm going to poke it through and twist it up as tight as we can. Alright, and for each section there's going to be 5 of those 2-part bundles. So I'm going to do the 5 right now, and so you can see that second section completed. And then I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to finish the second row here of all of this hot pink, or not, this isn't the hot pink, this is the regular pink. And then I'll come back on, and we'll start the third row together. So, and actually I may need 6 bundles in each section. We'll see here in a second. I'm going to put the 5 in, and then we're going to flip it over and see how it's looking. And if I feel it needs that 6th bundle, then we're going to put the 6th one in. Oh, it's giving me a little problem here. Oops. Here we go. So it's a little harder to do it when I'm on camera, because I'm trying to actually get it on an angle where you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so here is the 5 bundles in that section, and actually that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with 5 bundles in each section. There are what do we got here? 6 different sections. So 6 different sections. So I'm going to finish that out tonight here, and then we'll start the next row. So this will be fun, and yeah, here we go. I think that's looking good. All right. Okay, so I have the second row completed, as you can see in the background. I'm going to bring it closer. It's looking very, very full. So the next color is going to be the hot pink with gold. And I'm going to I'm basically going to kind of start a little bit here in more detail so you can kind of see what I've been doing all along. So here's a pipe cleaner, and I've been cutting it in half and cutting it in half again, and that gives me all of the 1/4 pieces of stem that I've been using. Here's the hot pink. Here's another hot pink. You cannot tell it's hot pink on camera very well, but it is hot pink with a gold leafing in it. Again, these have all come from the Dollar Tree. They had 4 different colors this year. I'm going to use all 4 on this one wreath. It's a total of 12 rolls. The form came from the Dollar Tree as well. So far we're at like $13 to make this wreath. I haven't used any ribbon in it yet. We're going to just work with the mesh first, and then I will figure out more of what we're going to do with the wreath at the end, after we get all the mesh on. So if I decide to go with ribbon, I will add it at that point. I do have a sign that's going to go in the middle, but until we're at that stage, I'm not going to bring it out and show it yet. So here we go. So you can kind of see the gold. And that's our first row here. And I'm going to try to cut all 3 of these at once. That's kind of what I've been doing. So I've been lining up on the end. And you do have to have something to kind of hold the rows back a little bit, because see, they want to curl up. And it's fine to hold this end, but it's like these rolls want to like curl back up on you as you're trying to lay everything out. So that's not fun. So I'm just using my little rotary cutter to kind of hold these rows back, and I'm cutting them at 7 inches. And once I have 3, I'm only taking 2. And these 2, oops, hold on, I gotta get that out of the way. Alright, so I'm rolling these up just like this, kind of into a little tube, putting it between my fingers. Then I'm taking the second one and rolling that up, sticking in between my fingers, taking a pipe cleaner, and in the middle, kind of pulling up, and in the back there, giving it a good twist. And then the little extra pieces here, that's what is attached to the wreath. And I've been throwing them in my little pot here, until I get all of this cut and kind of bundled together like that, and then I've been adding it to the wreath. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to cut up all of these rows. I'm going to make my bundles and put them there. I will come back on and we will start out, after I get all this cut, we'll start out that 3rd row together, and then I'll pause, I'll do that row, I'll come back, we'll start the red again together as well. All right. Okay, so we are, I went ahead and did the red as well. I've just got this one section that I'm going to finish out right now. I think I pretty much explained, you know, how I made, you know, my little bundles and the cutting and the fact that I did measure. So hopefully everyone kind of gets the gist of this, but there's a lot of people that make the wreaths the same way, so I think everybody pretty much gets a good idea on what I'm doing here. And if not, feel free to ask some questions and I will answer those. All right. So one thing I will notice while I was making this wreath is that I almost wish, instead of the Dollar Tree red and gold that I went with here, that I would have went kind of maybe to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and bought something a little bit longer, and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so here is the wreath, and the red gets lost behind the hot pink, and I don't know, my light's kind of, oh no, that did not help. Okay, here. So it gets kind of lost, and maybe once I'm finished pushing everything out, maybe it won't be so lost, but I almost kind of now wish I would have went with a little bit longer of a roll, so I could have kind of flared it out a little bit, but that's okay. This is still very nice. So the wreath itself is finished. Right now it's only the mesh. There's 12 rows of mesh, 4 different colors, and the wreath form as well, and of course I used pipe cleaners to attach everything. So what we're going to do now is add a, I found this at Walmart. So, Love You to the Moon and Back, and it's a circle, so I thought that's why I've gone with the circle instead of a heart wreath. This was $4.99. I'm not sure if you can, there's the sticker. Anyway, I'm going to take that off. I've attached, there was a little rope here where the holes were. I've taken that off. You're not going to see the holes by the time I'm done here. I did attach, hot glue some pipe cleaners to the back. In order to kind of attach this to the wreath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back here. And you can really see the red on the back of the wreath. And I'm actually going to push this through. And as I'm pushing this through, it's going to push out all of the white. And this is going to get very tricky. And it's going to need some maneuvering. I'm knocking stuff over on my table. So here we go. I'm pushing this through, and I'm pushing and pulling at the same time, because this is a very, very full wreath. I've never made one this full before where I used all 4 of the I'm talking here, or thinking. So I've never used like all 4 before, and you can see we've got some white here. I'm gonna push that through. I want that on the outs. I want that to be through here. So I want to get all that white, and whoop, popped out. All right. This is very hard to get the sign in. Alright, and I need to make sure it's straight. And some of the mesh is going to cover up the sign, but I think that's kind of the charm of this. And right now I'm just trying to get it straight. And there we go. It's straight. So I'm going to flip it over here, and I'm going to maneuver my ties. And I'm going to go with the inside wire part to tie the sign into place. And then after we do that, we're going to flip it over and make sure those holes that were on the sign are not really seen. And then we're going to do some more decorating. Alright, and I'm just tying it pretty. I'll show you here on the next one once I get this one into place here. Okay, alright, so here's my ties, And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this or not, so I'm going to push some of this out of the way. Okay, so here's my ties, and I'm going to go with this inner one right here, and I'm just kind of going to go under it and back out. And you are messing with a lot of other mesh here, so it is a little bit difficult. And there we go. And then I'm gonna, yeah, you can't really see what I'm doing, but I did kind of twist it into place there. So there's our wreath, there's our sign, and you can kind of adjust it a little bit more. You can adjust the mesh however you like over the sign and everything. And you really now definitely cannot tell those holes up at the top. So those are gone. So we're going to decorate this a little bit more. And the next thing we're going to do is make a bow for it. I'm not going to add any other ribbon anywhere else. I just want a big bow at the bottom. And I'm going to also do probably some other decorations. We will see once I get the bow on. So, I'm going to make the bow off camera, and I'm going to make a separate tutorial on the bow. And then I'll come back and we'll finish up with the decorating of this. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to start a tutorial on the bow. Welcome back, crafts and critters here. Okay, so I hope you checked out the bow making video. It's the previous video to this one. So here is the bow for our wreath, and we are going to tuck this. It is going to go towards the bottom. I want this to be on the bottom. And hold on, let me get back into frame here. And I'm going to go in between the hot pink and the lighter pink, and that's where I'm going to attach this. And I'm tucking under, and I'm reaching around back, and I'm basically separating the pipe cleaner that I have on the bow, and I don't want to flip it around because I really need to see like how I'm pulling in so that the bow kind of fluffs out a little bit. And if I flip it around to show you how I'm twisting it on, you're not going to see that part. And that is kind of more, I'm twisting it on the same way that I twisted the sign on. I'm going onto the wreath rim itself and twisting it into place, which I have now done. And now we're going to fluff these pieces of ribbon. And you can tuck them a little bit into different places in between, like, so that it fluffs out. So like if you have like a bigger piece or something that doesn't seem to want to sit right, I'm folding it under and kind of tucking it in a little bit into the deco mesh will help. And then you want to fluff out your bow there, and it is down and off center, or is it center? Hold on. It is center, and I'm actually not liking it. I'm going to actually reposition it, and it's going to go up higher. And actually, I might be able to do that with just moving around mesh and pulling it up. And that worked. Okay, so let's take a look. That's much better. And you can see the tiny little, cute little heart there. And I'm going to look at it a little bit more here and fluff it. And you can keep fluffing the bow until you get it right. Sometimes just putting it like on the door or hanging it up afterwards, and you can kind of get your fluff on a little bit better that way. And And we're going to add, I got these little door knockers. They're from the Dollar Tree. And I think I'm going to take the pink and the red and glue them together and maybe attach them to the bottom. Hold on, I'm going to see. Or maybe just one. Maybe the red. Maybe that's not the right call. Actually, it kind of looks cute. If I center it right, it looks cute. Yeah. All right. Here it comes, the hot glue. I'm gonna glue the back of it here. It's cute and cute because there's another little bow on it. Hold on, I'm holding it. I'm going to need to hold it into place while it sets. This will actually be very helpful with the bow too. It's still not set yet. Hold on. I think I need to add a little bit more up here. Kind of glue it to the mesh itself. Okay. Actually, I just had another brilliant idea. I'm going to put a second one on here. You're going to see this in a second. All right. I'm putting the glue here and attaching it underneath the bow on the first one. So right here. And I have a third one because they came in 3 colors. So, and actually this one wants to fall apart a little bit on me. Hold on, let me need to fix this one up a little bit here before I can put it on. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put sorry, I'm kind of like really off camera, but it's really, this wreath is so big and taking up room. There we go. Now you can kind of see it. So here's our first, here's this one, and then here's this one, and I'm going to come in and basically attach this one here. So I'm putting it right at this spot here that's kind of rounding out. And yeah, I'm putting a lot of glue, but it's going to be hidden under the ribbon that's on this red one. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to tuck it in here, right underneath. And I'm kind of holding it into place right now while the other one dries. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, that's cute. Look at all the bells. Look at all the bells. I'm gonna back this up a little bit. Oh my god, that's cute. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys did too. If you did, subscribe, comment, check out my other forms of media. I have a new Facebook page where you can leave some of your creations on it, or share comments that way too. Hope to hear from you guys. Thanks.